everybody. This is Steve Smith, the editor of PHC News Magazine, coming again for day 2 live here at our booth at the AHR Expo. We're conducting a series of interviews this morning. We've got a jam-packed schedule actually from 10 to about 2:30 with interviews scheduled every half hour. But my first guest today is Rich Corcoran, the Senior VP and General Manager of Ariston USA. Rich, thanks for coming by. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I run the Ariston USA business, which is the consolidation of the HTP legacy business with American Standard water heaters. So a very interesting time to put that together during the pandemic.
Absolutely.
So that's been a challenge. I joined the company around May of 2020. This is my 34th AHR show.
34th.
So I'm a long-time participant in the industry.
Yeah.
And just love this industry for the people and the opportunity to bring comfort and hot water to customers. It's, you know, we're in the life and safety business as much as anything.
Absolutely.
When you think about keeping people clean and warm in the winter.
You bet. It is a great industry. It's always good to be back finally after 2 long years of not being able to get together for this show. Well, listen, I talked to your colleague Chris a month or so ago on a Zoom meeting, and he outlined some of the things that are happening with Ariston Group. I know that many of our listeners watching this today are going to know some of the brands very well, but may not be familiar with the Ariston Group itself. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about what's happening?
Yeah, it's a great question, and thank you. The Ariston Group is a 92-year-old privately held business based in Milan, Italy. We are a truly global business. Only 17% of revenue comes out of Italy. So we operate across the world with 26 factories around the world, a global footprint of direct presence, be it in Asia, Australia, the Middle East, Europe, Africa, North and South America. We are the global leader in water heating. So we make in excess of 8 million units a year.
Okay.
So we are the largest manufacturer of water heaters in the world. And until an acquisition that took place in 2019, where we acquired the American Standard brand and Calorex in Mexico, we were not present in North America in the water heating business, other than through the 2017 acquisition of HTP. So it's been a mix of inorganic and organic growth. North American strategy was to buy and acquire good companies in the water heating and heating space. And now we're putting it together. We're resourcing the businesses in a way they've never been able to be resourced, because we're a $2 billion entity with focused specialization, both technical and otherwise, on the segment heating and water heating.
Okay. So going forward, what does that mean, say, to the contractor? My readers are contractors, installers of your products. We obviously have magazines for wholesalers, and distributors, and engineers too. So
I think if
what's
you
that all mean to those guys?
It means top quality. It means top technology. We create technology. We do not buy technology.
Okay.
So if you look at our HTP ELU boiler, we manufacture and design the heat exchanger, the controls, you know, the major components. We're not an assembler, we're a manufacturer. It's a key differentiator. We are the market leader in the U.S. in indirect water heaters, the Superstore brand of indirect water heaters, and we continue to innovate in that space. With American Standard, we are producing incredibly high quality water heaters for the contractor, really as an alternative to what they've traditionally been buying, without some of the retail pressures and other things. So we are strictly a wholesale business. We sell American Standard and HTP only to the independent wholesalers across the country in support of the contracting base. And to support the contractor, we have a full both in-person and virtual training program, archive training, both service, sales, product features, and so forth, across the entire portfolio of product.
Good. So going forward again in the U.S., what is there going to be a change in the thought of how I think about HTP, or what I'm trying to see how it all fits together?
Yeah. So I think what we've been investing in the business is in many ways, be it from manufacturing technology. So at the group level, at the global level, we are members of the World Class Manufacturing Organization, WCM. and we are bringing those practices into our North American factories. It takes a number of years to establish that.
Right.
It's a very pervasive methodology of quality that goes very deep. So you don't just do that over the night, but we are bringing supreme quality into the businesses in a way that perhaps you could say was not present before because of the lack of resource. And we're also bringing the technologies from across the world into our businesses. So from an innovation point of view of our new boiler, the ELUD, that's being introduced at this show, which is a 400,000 BTU platform with 20-to-1 turn down, incredible built-in redundancy, incredible flexibility, super easy to service, and common parts with our other boilers. So very simple for the person to install it, commission it, and most importantly, over its lifespan, support it and service it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some of the more other products you have on display here. I know you're at booth 8312.
Yep, 8312 in the North Hall. So we've got four principal new products in the booth, which is a lot. We have the ELUD, which I just talked about, which is the boiler. We have a new stainless steel lifetime electric water heater called the Elevate. And the regulatory world changed for electric water heaters January 1st with the reinforcement of the NECA 3 regulation. So effectively, conventional electric water heaters over 55 gallons in capacity have been relegated obsolete. We can't manufacture them anymore due to efficiency requirements. That presents a lot of challenges to contractors because it's a huge replacement market. The alternative that's intended through the regulation is a heat pump, which is great if you can fit it, if you can apply it. It's a complex, much more complex application. So we created an alternative called the Elevate, which is a fully compliant 55-gallon water heater, 0.94 UEF, but its capacity is scalable. So if you're pulling an 80-gallon water heater out as a contractor, you can drop this in, adjust the thermostats, and you're going to deliver comparable hot water to what you replaced. With the additional safeguard, we've integrated an anti-scald ASSE 1017 mixing valve. So we're protecting occupant safety against scalding, but at the same, maintaining compliance with the efficiency regulations, but giving you a more conventional product from a service and maintenance point of view with the addition of a lifetime warranty for your homeowner. So
you got the EOD, the Elevate, you mentioned
so now flip over to American Standard. So that's where it gets very exciting as well. So, and where you can see the Ariston Group thumbprint very visibly. We've introduced at the show our new heat pump water heater. 40, 50, 65, 80 gallons. We are the market leader in Europe in heat pumps. So we've taken that technology, applied it into a US platform. We'll be building it in our North American factory. Be released August timeframe. Will be competitive at the peak efficiency of product that's available today. So it will have Wi-Fi connectivity, a number of features, including our iComfort program, which is iMemory program, pardon me, which learns the water use habits of the occupants and maximizes the deployment of the heat pump to meet their hot water needs. So maximal efficiency, if you will. And then again, a regulatory move in Washington and Oregon requires demand response capability of electric water heaters shortly, couple months into this year. So we've also introduced that product at this show. So again, the backbone of the Ariston technology and R&D capability is evidenced by that.
Yes, I was going to ask you that, a follow-up question. So the technology is kind of coming from your Italian friends?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a competency
and the ways
center.
Of manufacturing these things
our global organization is built around competency centers. So in New Bedford, where I'm based, at the Legacy HTP factory, that's a global competency center for stainless steel manufacturing. In Saltillo, where we manufacture American Standard, it's about large glass line conventional water heaters and derivatives from that, one being the heat pump. So we're building the bonnet, the heat pump assembly in our factory that supplies the rest of the world. So that's an Ariston factory. Will provide us with a sub-assembly, which will complete in our factory in Saltillo.
So, a good relationship to be had by all this international influence.
Well, yeah,
and
I mean,
national know-how too. We're not.
Well, know-how. We serve many markets around the world.
Yeah.
So if we think about the movement of electrification, we've been living that as an entity for a decade in Europe.
Okay.
So we've got a full portfolio of heat pumps, of monoblock and split domestic water heat pumps. So we are technically ready, and we've got some very interesting technology beyond that, like gas absorption heat pumps and other hydrogen-powered boilers and things like that. We're there in Europe, so we have the know-how to bring that technology in the future to the U.S.
And we were talking before we went live about some of the international benefits, I guess, where, it might be daytime here, it's nighttime somewhere else. And also we got a lot of supply chain issues, obviously.
Right. So I was going to use the supply chain as a good example. So
let's talk about that.
It was a very difficult last 18 months with supply chain and many other factors affecting all the businesses that are here, and the contractors know better than anybody what the effects have been.
Right.
So we're able to work as an international business around the clock with a global sourcing operation that never stops.
Right.
So 24/7, 365, we're engaged with our supply chain, trying to optimize it for supply.
Okay.
Is it perfect? No.
Yeah.
But I would say that it's a core competency that we have. That is, when I think about my core competitors, we're the most international business of any of them. Within Ariston, they like to say that Ariston is at home around the world because we truly operate in all four corners of the world. So
very good. Well, let's wrap this up. We've talked about a lot of things, obviously.
Sure.
And you've answered some of this already. But again, thinking ahead for 2022, we're February 1st today. What can we expect from the company in the year ahead?
Well, I think in the year ahead, we'll continue driving the mission of the Ariston Group, which is sustainable comfort for everybody. So as we define that, it's about growing the portfolio of product to maximize energy efficiency, maximize solutions available for the contractor.
Right.
If I think about it in the context of the HTP brand, it's a focus on premium water heating and heating solutions for the contractor. With American Standard, the focus is on being a growth enabler through our ability to supply water heaters through independent distributors to their contractor customers. So that's really our focus.
And lastly, Rich, you mentioned the 4 products that are on display at your booth here. Are there any waiting in the wings? Any other new products that you expect maybe to roll out this year?
We have some additions to the American Standard line, some I would say, completion of product lines, power direct vent water heaters in the gas side that are coming.
Okay.
But we really wanted to show here the 4 cornerstone technical improvements that we've presented, the real problem solvers for contractors. Good. So there are some other finer points. So very active engineering group and R&D group in North America for Ariston.
Well, it sounds like it. Well, very good. Well, on that note,
thank you.
Let's wrap it up, and I'll thank you for stopping by. We're going to take a
Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. Come on by.
Thank you very much.
Very proud of what we have.
We're going to take a short break, everybody, and we'll be back with more at, I guess, 10:30. So stay tuned.